Hey, good morning, virtual combat aviators. This is Juice. So today's video is going to be about our Syria range that we're working on for our winter cruise for the 22-23 cruise. And I am going to give you guys a little preview of how we've come along with the range so far. So I'm in the Huey today with the Navy skin on it, and we are flying by the check-in spot for the range where the road ends and the dirt roads start. And I'll come back to this point and show you some of the features on that. So we're going down to what I'm calling Container City. Connex Village is a common term that you'll hear people talk about in the real world. We're going to call it Container City just to be a little different. And I have to make a confession. I did try to make this map, this range, without using any mods. However, the standard buildings that you can put in, the variety that you have from ED is just not as diversified as the 476 range objects. So I will put a link to that mod if you don't have it already in the description below, and I will also include that link to the 476 mod in any future videos about the range. So this Connex Village is designed to give us a geographical reference of a city looking environment where we can call out points and stuff from certain vantage points, like southeast, northwest, cardinal directions, or from the mosque is right there, that brown building with the dome on top. That's our mosque. We put that in there as a sensitive area to avoid collateral damage, not to create some type of uprising or some type of international incident. We've also got some blue buildings, some red buildings, some gray buildings. Now, if you've been to any real-world range, they don't look this clean because they've been bombed and shot at so much. So I've got a couple of dead vehicles in here. I might add some more dead stuff just to add a little bit of realism. But if you went to a real-world range, unless it was the first day it was built, you won't see any clean, super, ultra-clean and serviceable vehicles. You'll see a bunch of old tanks, old trucks, RVs, Connexes or containers, shipping containers. You'll see a lot of stuff that is basically destroyed, is what I would say. And I wish we had some models for the 476. Instead of putting dead for the selection in the mission editor, I wish we could put, if a destroyed or damaged, and it allowed us to put containers with like bent out metal, looks like a bomb went through it, a dead GBU-12 went through it or something. So here is my line of vehicles for the, this is going to be for the convoy attack, and we'll do a variety of weapons on this, practice engagements and stuff like that. So I've got one armor, I've got a bunch of trucks, I've got a couple dead vehicles mixed in there too. I've got one at the end and one right there just past that intersection. And then going out here, we're going to go ahead and go out to the northwest, and we're going to go see where we have a high-value target strike that we've got at a compound that's remote. It's up on the hill, and you'll see it when we get up there. On this range, I also have a bunker that is at the end of a road to simulate like a secret weapons lab or some type of weapon storage or secret storage tunnel. And you'll see that when we come back down the hill here. It's actually to our right now, but you can't see it because we're not high enough. So we're going to go up here. I'll show you the compound that we're going to do HVT. We may even do some H60 mod extractions on this map too. Right now our plan is to stay in the Hornet, but as we progress we may put in a CSAR mission, since that was our summer setup for combat search and rescue. Personnel recovery. So we're coming up on the HVT slot, and it is basically a remote compound with a wall around it and a couple of trucks parked outside, a couple of vehicles. And that's our HVT practice area right there on that. So you can see a lot of the challenges with dropping bombs on it from a high enough angle where you don't slide down the hill and hit somebody else down the hill, or pretend. Now again, this whole range, I'll show you the range. This whole range is this area right here in the northwest side, and let's go to satellite. And it's bordered by this road right here, where if you could see my mouse, and this road right here. So everything up in here is the range. And let's go back to our view. So here's that compound, or that tunnel I was telling you about. And this is going to be designed so that we have to have the right angle, program the right angle on our penetrator bombs to go into that front of that tunnel there and everything. So Going back over the vehicle convoy, you'll see there's a lone vehicle right there that's destroyed. We will still attack some of those. We'll actually mark some of those targets as attack points. And again, we're not using the element of the 476 range targets that uses the strafe pits, the bombing circle reticles. That's all training stuff. We're simulating that this was a range that somebody set up in a foreign country with limited assets, where they had a lot of shipping containers and a lot of old dead vehicles, leftover military hardware. So in the we're going to circle around the village here, and you'll see that we've got different shapes of buildings to represent apartment buildings, businesses, office buildings, all different types of stuff that we can, we've got a little palace guard, or a little palace wall over there with some towers. In the middle of that, you'll see just over the mosque now, passing us to our 9 o'clock, coming up on our 10, is another bunker. That's going to be our precision strike bunker training object, where we've got to come down where those trees are over there. And then we also have some vehicle attacks where we've got some specific vehicles that are targets, and other vehicles that are collateral damage if we hit them. So we've got some civilian vehicles mixed in with some military vehicles for targeting. So we're going to come in here and do a hover, and you'll see the high value, or not the high value, but the bunker compound that we're going to do. Let's pull it over this way right here so you can see it. So right there, it's just over that wall where those trees are, so you can see what looks like some poplar trees and some deciduous growth. And that is actually a building in the map that is the water closet. It's the men and women bathroom. You go in and go, women go to the right, men go to the left. And so that's what we're using as kind of a simulated bunker for another penetrator bomb. We are going to be doing strafing. We're going to be doing all different types of weapons delivery. We're probably going to start off with iron bombs, just for the philosophy of for the new guys of energy management, pop-up attacks, having your airspeed, everything, having your INS GPS system set correctly, and we will glaze over that because most of the guys have dropped dumb bombs. There's a few guys that haven't, or they've dropped them, but they haven't learned how to drop them properly. So we're going to work on that. And when I say properly, we're talking about what we can do with our limited knowledge as non-fighter pilots, non-attack pilots. We're all warfare professionals that worked in other facets, but none of us are real-world pilots. As far as a lot of us are real-world pilots, but we're not real-world fighter pilots. If you get what I'm saying. So down here, this is where the check-in point is, and we're going to land down here. I'll show you some of that area. This area down here is in the map. It's like a checkpoint. Let's go ahead and move up a little bit. Let's go up like this, and then we'll look down at it. There we go. So you can see what it looks like there. It's another like little guard station and everything, but this is not a target. This is just to symbolize where the range is. And if you look down here, on the border of the range, we took every road approach and we put one of these tires with a red flag on it to simulate that, hey, this is letting you know the range is hot today. So that's a little red flag action that we put in there. That's been the video. I hope you guys are following along and liking it. I will put this video, or this mission, up for public use when it's done. I'm going to we start the campaign in about 2 weeks for the summer, or for the winter, and when we do it, I'm going to do a couple missions to validate anything, see if we need to make any changes, and at that point, once we make the changes and everything and we're pretty satisfied that it's 90% complete, we'll put it up on the user files, and I'll put a link out with a video or with a community post. So if you guys want to get a copy of this mission once we have it finished with carrier assets, so you can go out and practice it, keep an eye on the channel. Don't forget to subscribe and like and share, and keep coming back. If you don't see a video on this, always check our community post page, because that's where we post a lot of information too. That's all I've got for now. You guys have a safe weekend, and this is Juice out. Later.